is Thomasina, and I've been coming to this church for over a year now. I think God led me here because when I first moved up here, I used to pass by this church on a bus, and I used to see signs out there saying they're going to have all these types of activities, and that was something that I needed in my life. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm a recovering addict. When I was younger, my mother, she had a mental illness. It was something about money that I really liked because I wanted things that I wanted. So as I was getting stuff, material stuff, like she was destroying it. And so I started selling drugs. I started selling marijuana. I still was in school. As I got older, I started selling cocaine. And I dropped out of school to 12th grade. And I was still working. And I just started making all this car, I had a house, I had all this material stuff. I had this money, and then as I continued to make this money and started using, I was seeing myself losing stuff. I was just losing stuff. And from there, I just kept using through the years, There came a time where I didn't want to pay my bills no more. All I kept was food in the house. I didn't want to pay the electric bill, didn't want to pay the rent, didn't want to pay the gas. Being naive about this drug, how you can lose everything that you have, I just kept on using. And at the same time, I was still selling and still, but I started using my own stuff. So that means I lost everything I had. I started moving from place to place. Then my life was like, it was like I was the center of attraction and I liked it. But there was a lot of pain in it. It was a lot of pain. Then I lost my kids. And then I went to a shelter. I stayed out of the shelter, they kicked me out of the shelter. I went to another shelter, they kicked me out of their shelter. I went to another shelter, they kicked me out of their shelter. So then I became homeless. So then my next thing was meeting men. Meeting men. Okay, I went to Texas. I said, I'm just going to change my life. I thought I was leaving all that up here. I went to Texas and I started doing the same thing. I started selling drugs. I really learned a lot when I was in Texas jail. I really gave myself to God. I mean, I really, surrendered. At least I thought I did. I came back home and stayed clean for a year. I came back home in 2001, I started using again. I ain't got a job, I got fired from my job. When I was out in the street, all I knew was prostitution, just making money, making ends meet. But all through my addiction, I always believed in God. My faith was always strong. I started praying. And the first Bible verse that I can remember that I really taught myself was, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and He will direct our path. Well, I kept saying that, and I kept praying. And I kept using, but do you know that the devil can give you blessings too? Oh, the devil when I used to pray, the devil used to bless me, oh, money will come my way, money will come my way. And so I just kept seeing myself go down. I just kept using it. I knew that eventually I was going to die because I was consuming so much drugs and alcohol, but I kept praying. I just kept praying. I was Lord, I surrender, take it all from me, take the taste out of my mouth. I mean, I really started praying. If I have to go to jail, let me go to jail. Just take this away from me. Take this pain away from me. And thank you, Jesus. I stood up in the court. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I really thought, thank you, Jesus. So when I got back to the jail, I was like, look, I need help. I just got out of jail, and I really need a rehab. And I said, I'm not going back out there. I told myself I wasn't going back out there. It's like I made a promise. I wasn't bragging with God. It's like I promised God I wouldn't go back out there. You know what I'm saying? And the week I called him, he said, come on in. And I went in and I did 8 months of rehab. Then I continued my aftercare, and now I'm living on my own. But God is so good. It's like, once I surrendered to Him, that's what it took. I surrendered my life to Him, and He been there all this time for me. I just didn't know how to reach out to Him. And once I surrendered to Him, I see all the blessings. I'm really blessed. I have my own apartment. I'm on Section 8 now. I got on Section 8 in June. Now they offer me home ownership. I'm going to classes to maybe own my own home in a couple of years, a year or two. So I'm really blessed, and I want to say that God is real, and He's always there for you. He will never leave you or forsake you, like His word says, and I truly have faith.